Be me. 18 years old. Have severe mental health issues at the time due to refusing to confront fears and trauma, etc. Tried therapy for a year, did absolutely nothing for me. Discover Silent Hill and start playing through the series. Play Silent Hill 2. Idea of a personal hell that forces you to confront your fears, subconscious really resonates with me. Somehow, someway, I want to experience what James Sunderland did. Lightbulb. I will create my own Silent Hill. Buy 8 grams of shrooms and a 100 milligrams edible. A little experienced with tripping already, dropped acid a couple times and did shrooms several times. Never ate more than 3 grams, never mixed with weed. Was desperate for any kind of answer to my mental issues and was convinced this was it. Read all kinds of posts on Plebit and other random forums about how big shroom doses change their lives for the better to further my confirmation bias. Plan the whole trip out, my route and everything. I'll wait for a time where nobody will be home for a couple days, eat all the shit, wait about 30 minutes, and stroll off into the night. Download Silent Hill soundtracks and organize it into a playlist on my phone for a genuine Silent Hill experience. Opportunity presents itself after a couple weeks of waiting. It's a cold February night with some light snow falling, already a few inches on the ground so the night sky has a slight glow. Take the shit at 11, pop earbuds in. Listen to some lighter music to ease myself into it. 30 minutes in. Shit is hitting much faster than I thought it would. A little nervous but nothing I haven't experienced with psychs before. Force myself to start walking so I don't become stationary for the trip. Walking down streets of my neighborhood that I've lived in all my life. Typical Midwest middle-class neighborhood, it's surrounded by a forest in a quieter part of town. Visuals start to kick in after about 10 minutes of walking. Tree branches look like long, bony hands. Snow starts to look like film grain. Car coming. As car passes swear I see 2 people in the front seats staring at me, following me with their eyes, slowly turning their heads to face me. Freak out internally but quickly talk myself back down after I remind myself of the obvious. White noise starts playing as the shrooms come in full force. Anxiety fades, I suddenly feel even more driven to walk. Look up as sky. Clouds are rippling, looks like there's waves all pulsing away from the moon. Reach a long straight road with a forest surrounding my left-hand side after a while of walking. Tripping absolute balls. Can only see because the moonlight is reflecting off the snow. Feeling good at this point, getting introspective. Things that were nerve-wracking to think about before are easier than ever to just blow off and accept. Start thinking about my mom and my little sister. Can hear things they said to me verbatim, good and bad. Feeling of comfort washes over me. Turn my head towards the woods and my train of thought is completely derailed. There's a trail. I drive down this road almost every day and there's a noticeable gap in the brush that I've never seen before. Completely disregard the route I planned and take a sharp turn into the woods, towards the trail. Faint footprints in the snow walking into the trail from the opposite side of the road, like someone was here a few hours ago and they got partially filled in. Prints originate from someone's backyard. This might be dismissed as I was drunk at the time. Be me. 17. Be on my way home from party. It's raining. Decide to take shortcut trough the marsh. After coming to the exact middle of it hear a voice. It's my mother's voice. She beckons me to come to her. I didn't know about paranormal things at the time but get an instinctive gut feeling that this isn't my mother. Begin walking faster. The voice keeps begging me to come to it but it stays just out of reach for me to get a glimpse at what it is. Almost trough the marsh I suddenly hear my sister's voice telling me to listen to my mother. Then the most blood-curdling scream comes from the marsh. I begin sprinting for my life as I'm scared shitless. Can see street lights. Run even faster than Usain Bolt. Finally reach civilization again and feel comfortable in just walking the rest of the way home. Not too long after I get home. Lay down in my bed. Close to falling asleep. Hear tapping on my window on the 2nd floor. Hear my name being called outside the window. Freaked out like you would not believe. Decide to ignore it and just go to sleep. Next morning I go outside to check below the window for footprints. Fairly large footprints with what appears to have 7 toes. Snap pic. Tell my friends about it. They don't believe me and say I doctored the photo. Shrug it off. Still hear tapping on my window from time to time at night. After a few years moved to new house because other reasons. The tapping stops and I haven't heard it since. I never walked off the marsh at night anymore. That's my story. Let me see if I can find the picture of the foot. I have it somewhere on my HDD. There were a couple of creepy occurrences at my grandmother's house. At the time I was uber atheist, who didn't believe in ghosts or energies or anything. This wasn't what got me interested in the occult or religion. I'm agnostic now, but I have no explanation for any of this. It still freaks me out a little and makes me question this stuff occasionally. Me, 15. Only one awake in the house at 2 a.m. Working on a project on the family computer in the dining room. Back to the kitchen, living room to the left, back room to my right, all the lights are off save for a desk lamp. Start getting an unsettling feeling, very unusual, never experienced it at this house before. Only other times I felt this sensation was when some dude in a van followed me and offered to give me a ride, and when I was out with my uncles while they were hunting and a mountain lion stalking us. They told me after the fact so as not to scare me, but I felt the sensation long before they told me. It intensifies. Over 30 minutes try to ignore it. It reaches a fever pitch and I feel like something is standing right behind me. Don't even wanna look, I can feel the hairs all over my body rise. Suddenly feel a firm grip on my shoulder. Jump up and look around. Everything feels wrong. Run to the kitchen switch as that's the nearest and brightest light source. As soon as I get close to it I feel a loud thud on the wall to my right, a couple of feet from my head. Hard to describe the feeling. I heard the noise but I also felt the vibrations of the hit and could kinda feel the force of it in the air. Nope the fuck out to my bedroom and turn on all the lights. It calms down after a while, but I can still feel something is off. Pull shitty laptop and try to finish my project as I know I will not be sleeping anytime soon. Feeling creeps up again. Get the same sensation as before at the dining room desk. A half-full soda can on the desk suddenly slides 2 feet and falls off the desk. Me, 26-year-old burnout, no prospects, no friends, living in hotels, single, geo self from Idaho. Never had any luck in my life, no opportunities, grew up just scraping by. One day stopped by a gas station to pick up a pack of cigarettes. Only other customer in the store is a no-joke fully decked out Buddhist monk. Orange robes, bald head, everything. He's in line in front of me. Gets 20 in gas and a single lottery ticket. He scratches it off while I buy my cigarettes. Turn around and see him smiling at me. He hands me the ticket. It's a winner. $200K. He walks out. I show the ticket to the clerk. He saw the whole thing, just as confused as me. Go outside, monk is gone. WTF.MP4. I cash the ticket. Check comes in the mail 2 weeks later. This no joke happened to me. It completely changed my life. I'm living in a totally different state, life is amazing. When people ask me what happened I always just lie because it is literally that incredible. I've always suspected something supernatural was afoot with this encounter, but I have no clue what it could have been. Maybe I bought the ticket and just hallucinated it, although I never believed in the lottery and always thought it was a scam. What happened /x/? Don't. Nope the fuck out and spend the rest of the night walking the beach. The other story happened a few years before this one, but felt less sinister. Me, sleeping over at grandma's. We share a bed, and sleep with the door closed. She has a very old beagle that can't jump and sleeps in the back room. Try to fall asleep but the energy in the room feels off. I feel something at the foot of the bed, see nothing. Keep trying to go to sleep. I feel something jump on the foot of the bed and move around. See nothing and the door is still closed. Too scared to move or make a noise. cover my head with the blanket and try to breathe as quiet as possible. Still feel it move around, but it eventually goes still. All of a sudden the weight on the bed disappears without a sound. Next thing I remember, it's morning and my grandma's already up making breakfast. I ask her if the dog got into the room, she says no. I ask her if she's sure, she says yes, but then she says we were visited by her guardian angel last night. WTF, Grandma? Be me. 17. Dreaming. I'm hypnotically and mindlessly answering questions by an interviewer in what looks like a prestigious library. I become lucid. I notice the interviewer is humanoidal, looks kinda like a burn survivor. I get extremely angry. I ram my thumbs as hard as I can into the demon's eyes. I start seeing a bunch of satanic imagery, weird sigil, some door opening, etc. Wake up with my thumbs on my eyes. Eyes hurt really bad, like I was jamming my fingers into them. I continue with my school day with zero fucks given. Sometimes at night I get an extremely strong urge to worship Satan, and I have an extremely exaggerated smile with wide eyes, among other creepy things, but that's too many stories. Cried when reading the Bible for no reason, and it started getting super hard to speak while reading it, and my vocal cords were making a noise that sounded like audio corruption. Weird computer malfunction sounds. When I'm demonic I can tell by a metallic type feeling, similar to love. I'd cow to describe it to someone has never been possessed. Don't do anything about it because it feels good. Be me. God. Create Adam Levine, I mean Adam and Eve. My main nigga, Lucy be like, WTF? Yo. I be's like, TF you on about now, may a stoon coon? Lucy be like, you lying, yo. You ain't telling Adam and Eve anything but lies. I come back with, nigga, I gave them paradise, just don't eat that fruit and you be aight. Lucy be like, you ain't no real, nigga. I be like, TF you say to me, bitch? Then I cast his bitch ass down to earth as an ugly looking thing with no arms and legs. You gotta crawl before you learn to talk shit to me, nigga. That nigga not only learned how to talk, but he told that bitch Eve to eat the fruit, and that dumb hoe did it. Can't believe this shit, neither can Adam Levine. So, Adam and Eve are a couple of bitches. I gave them shame, guilt, fear, mortality. I told yo ass I wasn't fucking around. Then Lucy thought he was running shit down there, so you know, I let it slide. But them homunculus niggas, they in my images, but I couldn't reclaim them from Lucy. So, we made a pact. If they sin, you have them raw fuckers. If they don't, they can hang out at my crib. Lucy was cool, that'll work. And we still together LMAO.